Well, one of the things is I've always been a worrier. Like I would worry on end about things that were completely beyond my control, and I would let that stuff make me sick and depressed and hold me back from doing things. You know, I was terrified of traveling, so I didn't travel. You know, one summer in '91, a friend and I flew to San Francisco and lived out of a car for 10 days, went down to LA and back, and I spent the whole time just terrified about things that could happen. Fortunately, I've been able to go back there since and, you know, have a lot of good experiences.
I wanted to ask you about, your older brother, because you had mentioned in a blog that he had died very young. And I want to know, did that have any effect on your OCD? Did it help kind of the ways spark, or increase its power?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, one of the things that happened, you know, when your older brother dies and you're 13, and that's a very impressionable time. In my case, I found that for several years I was trying to be him. You know, I would squeeze into his clothes, and he was always a lot thinner than me. So I'd be walking around wearing this leather jacket that's like, you know, 3 sizes too small, and, you know, I would adopt some of his mannerisms, but when somebody dies, this is where you're getting into things that are beyond your control. And that's when that worry about things way beyond my control really started to ramp up. And was affected like 12 years later when my best friend, who was going through depression, committed suicide. And back then, there was very little I understood about depression, my own and that of others. And so part of my journey has been really getting educated on how depression works.
What would you tell if you could just, if you could tell other people out there who are suffering with OCD, what would you tell other OCD sufferers who haven't gotten treated yet?
You're not crazy. You don't have to live the way you're living. There are always people willing to help you and not judge you. If you're afraid, I'm not going to tell you don't be afraid. That's like saying, oh, don't eat that, it's bad for you, but if you keep going through the hell, my experience is that you will find that you're not going to die at the other side of that. Not in the metaphoric sense, anyway. I mean, if you're on a battlefield, that's a different ball of wax. But, really, don't let the fear keep you from a point of no return.